Then there's networking, and that's really the secret sauce to success, be it personally networking to continue to build your personal support system or professionally networking to continue to build your career. Mm-hmm. I talk about the difference between mentors and sponsors and how you go get one and what's your responsibility in that relationship. And then the two that just throw women a curveball, negotiation and constructive confrontation. Women just are deer in the headlights when it comes to those two skills, and I go in depth on how you do those.
Well,
and along with the book, just a couple of weeks ago, I launched an online course that's based on the book, and the addition on the online course is I teach about communication. How you, once you understand what you want and you have the tools to go get it, how do you go out there and confidently communicate to get what you want?
I'm such a big fan of online courses too, to support, the materials, right? And I love your points in the book. And again, the foundation is discovering who you are and what's important to you, and all the way to the negotiation part. If you understand what's important to you and who you are, as you get to that negotiation point, you know what you're negotiating for, right? It's your time and your visions. And I think oftentimes we forget that. And I love that you've got a support mechanism by having the course. I saw that on your website, and I think it's a great idea and a great way to support what you're doing and support these women.
Well, thank you. I'm just such a proponent of women really figuring out what's important to them instead of being an end also to somebody else. Mm-hmm. And I think women need to stand in their own power to live their right life and have the right career, however they choose to, whatever they choose to call career. And I'm fine with women who want to be at home and be integral in their family. And I'm fine with women who want to be in the C-suite and everything in between, because it's their life and their choice. And as long as they work it out and understand what's important to them and willing to make the choices and trade-offs to make that happen. Yes, the skills are essential. Knowing is one thing, being able to take action is another.
Yeah, I'm going to take a minute here too just to commend the mothers out there, especially my wonderful wife, Samantha. When I think about career and success and being driven, we own a business. We import wine from Mexico called Baja United Wines, and our purpose is to make money and donate it back to the orphanages, and she plays a critical role in that company. And I sit across from her in our office here, our home office, and I watch her, send her emails out and do her business thing. But sometimes I overlook the fact that she got up extra early to get my 6-year-old out of bed, get her dressed, get her fed, and have her ready for me to take her to school, which is all of 10 minutes round trip. And she spent an hour to get her ready and get her fed and, comb her hair. And, when you really look back at how incredible women are for all those little things that we take for granted, like getting the kids ready and the extra love and attention the kids need from a mom that they don't always go to dad for, it's amazing to sit back and reflect on that and realize, how much women do take on. So when you talk about having a vision for what you want and, again, having your all, where do all those things fit into that picture? And I love that you're giving a roadmap for that because it's an awful lot, isn't it?
It is. It's an awful lot to really sort through all that and focus on yourself because a lot of women aren't used to doing that. And as far as, at the end of the day, and I have to say, years ago, when I was more in the training arena, I was at a session with someone who's doing training, and he said, he was telling a story. He would travel from city to city doing this training, and he said he actually did have a heart attack one night, and the ambulance came and picked him up. And he said, you know what, on the way to the hospital, I wasn't thinking about the next city and the next training I had to do. I was thinking about my family. And I think we oftentimes don't put that in perspective with our lives, that at the end of the day, we're replaceable at work. Never forget that. But we're not really replaceable in our family. And it's we have to focus on what's really important.
Yeah. I think that's a great message to wrap up with. And what stimulated my last statement was looking at the cover of your book. Again, you can have your all, Women Driven to Success. You've got a picture of a red purse. You got the champagne in the middle there, but you got the baby bottle, the nail polish, the high heels, the tennis shoes, the keys, the iPhone, and the computer. And I'm looking at it going, that's my wife's life every single day, all wrapped up into one picture. I imagine that's what you were doing when you put that cover together. And I just thought, wow, what an incredible person. And I know that there's so many incredible women out there that are doing the same thing every single day.
Well, the picture was really the every woman and what we look like if we could depict it, these things exploding out of our purses.
Yeah.
And I don't know, some of the millennial men need a man purse because they're getting very involved in family and other things as well. I mean, I've had a couple of millennial men in my workshops who will say, but I want to walk my child to kindergarten.
Yeah.
I want to be home when my child is born, or I've got friends I want to spend time with. And so it's an interesting concept, but I do want to mention two things. One is the whole giving back. Mm-hmm. The meaning part for me is I sit on the board of the Women's Resource Center in Sarasota, Florida, and it's for all women, but we focus on women who are at the poverty line and below the poverty line, helping them find employment and mental health services, and also women who are divorced who never took charge of their lives before and now have to, or they become a widow. And so part of the proceeds from the online course go to the Women's Resource Center, because I think that work is very, very important for women.
Very true.
And you can find all this information on my website, both the book and the online course.
Not to take anything away from the men out there with some of these comments that I made, but I think why I give extra credit to the moms and the women is that regardless of how much and how often I take my child to school, my 6-year-old, and pick her up and, put her favorite TV show on or whatever it is, they still gravitate towards mom for some things, and there's no getting away from that from mom. And that's the part that blows me away when they're able to juggle all these other things. So kudos again to the moms and the women out there, the single moms, the young women aspiring to start their careers. I should say as well that we were introduced through a female friend of mine, Rachel Savota, from the Sunday Brunch Agency. She does marketing and PR, and Rachel is just the epitome of successful mom and entrepreneur and what she's doing, and I appreciate her connecting the two of us. So congratulations to Rachel and her career. Any last thoughts from you? And I'm going to say Dr. J just because it puts a smile on my face. But any last?
Yeah, it did on my face too when my son started calling me that after I got my PhD.
I love it.
They're terrific men now, and I marvel at how well they've grown up, either because of my husband and myself or in spite of us. Mm-hmm. But they are terrific. I just wanted to address a comment you made about the moms. And first of all, my message to the moms, or the best Valentine's Day you can give to yourself, is to figure out your all. The message, Jim, I want to give to you is there's a woman, Joanne Deek, who is an expert on girls' brains. And she said that when a young girl gets to be a tween and a teen, the most important relationship she can have to make her a stable adult is with her dad.
Wow. Well, I love every last minute with both of my little girls, and that I found my why And I was very self-aware a few years ago that I wanted to spend every last waking moment with my daughters and do the career that allows me to do that. So I thank you for that, because it just reminds me that what I'm doing is going to be worth it as these little girls grow up. So that's my Valentine to them. And thank you. So we can find you. Your website is the Goldner Group, TheGoldner Group.com. You can find your book on there, your course on there, some background on you. You've got some other social media where people can find you, maybe?
I am on Twitter at the Goldner Group. I'm on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. I think you can find all of that on my website as well, rather than me flood you with all the handles and things.
Sure. Well, we really appreciate your wisdom on the show and the value add. And I would just encourage my listeners to take a look at Dr. Goldner's site and see some of the programs that she has. If nothing else, grab that book, because I know I'm going to grab a copy for my wife. And again, thank you for the time to be on the show today.
You are welcome. And Jim, I forgot to mention one more thing,
Yeah.
and that is, if you go to my website, you can sign up for a monthly email, and I'll be talking about all the salient points from the book and hot topics, as well as doing a quarterly Zoom session where we can talk together.
That's awesome. Well, you can have your all. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for listening to today's show. It is my pleasure and honor to interview all of the guests that have been on the Answer is Yes podcast. If you have enjoyed the show, please go on iTunes and subscribe, give a rating, or simply tell a friend about the show. We also believe in the message of our guests and the positive influence of their stories. As my own mentor and coach, David Meltzer, has taught me, spend some time every day thinking and writing about the things in your own life that you have more than enough of. You will find out how blessed we really are. Please visit my website, livelifedriven.com, for the latest updates about me and what I'm doing. Plus, I post a monthly blog about the many topics on this show. This podcast can also be found there. As I learned early on in life, what you believe is what you will achieve. Thanks, Mark Victor Hansen, and thank you, and have a great week.